Thank you for joining today's session. We will be getting started shortly. We do have a lot of folks signed up for today's session, and we want to give everyone a moment to log on and get connected so that we can dive into today's session. I do want to thank you all for joining us today. I am Jasmine Garrett here with the New Jersey Economic Development Authority. Today's session is an informational overview on the Maternal Infant Health Project. A quick housekeeping note, we do suspect that many questions will be answered in today's presentation. However, you are able to write in questions at any point during the presentation using Zoom's Q&A feature. It is one of your Zoom command options and will allow us to make sure we are able to get back to you and let others see the questions and answers as well. Today's session is being recorded and we will be posting on our NJEDA and YouTube pages. The slides and other resources will also be available in the next few days. Now to get us started with the presentation, I will shift things over to NJEDA's Director of Business Diversity and Development, Jermaine Parms. Jermaine?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for making a value-based decision to join us. We want to make sure that we're reaching as many of our talented businesses around the state regarding this project. So this is an opportunity for you to learn as much as you can about the project, what our expectations are, get some timelines, and get some definitives on what exactly we're going to be looking for. We are looking for our talented businesses that are in diverse categories. So you will see a slide that goes over our respective goals for the project. And we want to make sure, again, that we have the best opportunity to reach our goals. So, these efforts are to make sure we're reaching all of the talent that we know is around the state, especially in the construction field. So I want to take this time to introduce Patrick Coakley, project manager at Torcon. Patrick, I turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you, Jermaine, and welcome everyone. Hope you're having a good morning. So I'm going to run through a presentation to talk about the project, the location details, some of the players that are currently involved, and then I'll go through the bidding process and some requirements for getting involved. So I'll start real high level. Our project team is the NJEDA, is the owner, represented here. The primary operator of the new building is MIHIA, which is the Maternal Infant and Health Innovation Authority. Ballinger is the architect engineer, and Torcon Construction is the CM. So we'll be managing the project for the NJEDA and holding all the subcontracts. This is a union project. Torcon will have a project labor agreement in place with the local unions. This is not an open public bid. This is something that's going to be managed directly through Torcon. You'd be required to be pre-qualified by Torcon, and as I mentioned, all subcontracts will be held by Torcon. Looking at the project site, I have the address posted here, 1 Pennington Ave, Trenton. Give you an idea of what the project's going to look like. We have a building over here on the right-hand side of the lot. This is Pennington Ave over here on the right. And then we're expanding the parking area, some retention basins, some road work. It's all going through design right now, and we'll talk through when these documents will be ready to be reviewed shortly. More information on the project. So MIHIC is the short phrase for Maternal and Infant Health and Innovation Center. So you'll see that throughout the presentation. MIHIC is the abbreviation. So this is a 3-story new building, all new construction. It's approximately 68,000 square foot of medical office space, and the estimated value is about $70 million in construction cost. High-level schedule, we intend to mobilize this summer and start off with site work and foundations, and that should continue into fall of 25. Superstructure will commence in winter and run through into early 2026, followed by the enclosure and all the MEP work in spring and summer of 26. And then by that time, we'll be ready for interior fit out which will be about fall of 26 through spring of 2027. So that's the project schedule at a high level. What we have here is a section view rendering of the building. As I mentioned, it's still being designed. The design team is through schematic design and is working on having a first few sets of permit drawings ready to get started on civil and structural work. All right, let's talk about the bid packages. So in May of this year, we intend to start the bidding process with concrete and foundations, site work, utilities, structural steel, and some of the critical electrical equipment. So those will be our first bid packages that'll go out in May, and I'll talk about more details of how to get involved there in a second. The remaining bid packages won't be going out on the street until August of 25. So I have them all listed here. Um, you know, just about every bid of scope is going to fall into one of these categories. You know, in some cases, a bid package may include a couple different trades that are, you know, vendors will have to be bidding, you know, to a sub-tier contractor, things like that. So, but this is the general bid list for that August bid package. As Jermaine mentioned, we do have some target suppliers. Start off, well, there is the union labor, project labor agreement I mentioned earlier. The target suppliers, we are looking for 25% in SBE, the MWVOBs and DBEs as a 15% target, and then the disabled veteran business enterprises 3% targets. So that's a target for Torcon and the NJEDA. The preferred certifications, NJ Savvy, through Port Authority, DOT, NJ Transit. And Jermaine is going to lead up any questions on that front. So if you have any questions about how to get certified or if you're qualified, any of those type of things, Jermaine shared his email address here. You can reach out to him directly. As far as the CM pre-qualifications, we use a couple different resources. Contractor Score is an entity that does audit, financial auditing. They'll check on bonding capacity and other aspects of your business. And we also use a software called Highwire, which will cover safety records. So look at past performance. And I'll get into more details of how to get connected with those two organizations in a second. The bid packages I mentioned earlier, that early May bid packages, we are looking to have you pre-qualified by April 21st. So that'd be something you want to act on very quickly. And then for the main list of bid packages, which is the majority of the project, we expect to have pre-qualifications done by June 30th. Okay, so let's get to some of the process to how to get involved. Anybody who's interested, you know, any interested union bidders can send an email here. This email address is njeda.mehicoutreach@torcon.com. So Torcon will reply. If you do reach out, Torcon will respond with general project information. They will provide you links to those two third-party qualification companies, and it'll show you how to get enrolled in that pre-qualification. There are fees applicable in that process. And then after those audits are completed by the third parties, you'd submit your scores back to Torcon through the same email address, and then that'll be, you know, put you in consideration for the bid list. And again, I've got the same email address listed here. That's njeda mehicoutreach@torcon.com. And that brings through the presentation. I guess we could jump to questions next.
Can you guys hear me? All right. So let's see what questions we have. We currently don't have any questions in the chat.
And I'll add something for Jermaine then, just to kick it off. I know we listed several methods of pre-qualification, whether it's NJ Savvy or through Transit. Are there any other places that subcontractors could be registered as a small minority women
Yeah,
veteran-owned business that
yeah,
we would
so
accept?
yeah, no, thank you, Stephen. We're looking for, this is a public project, so we're looking for businesses to be certified by public agencies. Specifically, the state of New Jersey. So if you get state of New Jersey Department of Treasury certification, you will be listed in NJ Savvy, which is an open database where anybody can find you or your service. The other agencies listed, the Department of Transportation, New Jersey Transit, and the Port Authority certified for disadvantaged business. Enterprise DBE, which is federal. You could get veteran certification with the Port Authority. You can get minority women and small business as well. You can also get minority woman veteran, service disabled veteran with the state of New Jersey. But specifically, we know there are other outstanding certification processes, respectfully, but we want to have vendors come in verified by the government entities outlined. One is a public project, as I noted. Two, there are federal funds involved as well. So, and as stated, you know, my email and information is specifically there. So if someone is not a certified vendor, you're more than welcome to reach out so I can give you some direction and insight on the process and maybe even which agency you should be starting with in respect to how long you might be in business, because for some of the processes, you need to have been in business for a certain period of time. So, but help is here to navigate should anyone need it.
And I accidentally hit on the wrong thing for a question, but somebody asked if the project was seeking LEED certification. The answer is yes. We're seeking a minimum of silver. So we do already have a lead consultant as part of the architect's design team. But yes, it's seeking LEED certification. Somebody asked if there's terrazzo. I would say right now, I don't think we have any terrazzo, but there's a lot of other hard surface and flooring, but there's currently not terrazzo in the project. Steve or Pat, I'll let you talk about, I don't know if you could see the next question, but somebody asked about paving.
Yes,
Yes.
paving
Go
would
ahead,
be
Steve.
under this the site work package. And yes, we will be publishing the presentation following this meeting.
And that'll be just, maybe Jasmine can jump in on that one. It'll be on,
So it'll be posted to our NJEDA YouTube page.
The question regarding is Torcon open to working with design firms at the design stage? Steve, is that will you handle that question?
yep,
perhaps?
sure, thanks, Steve. EDA already has a contract with Ballinger as our primary architect and engineer, and they're responsible for all the other design disciplines. So they have civil, AV, landscape, lighting, consultants all already as part of the project under Ballinger right now.
The next question about the bidding information, I'll add that to the chat function here for the email address. Oh, thank you, Pat.
You got it.
How do we bid on HVAC work? James, first you would have to provide the pre-qualification information. After we review that pre-qualification information, you'd be considered to be added to the bid list. And then we will publish to that selected group of bidders once the HVAC package is ready to be put out on the street, which from the earlier slide was approximately August of this summer. The last one I see here is may bid for electrical equipment as early pre-purchase only. Yes, the electrical equipment would be one of the early pre-purchase packages. And then the install of that electrical equipment would be with the electrical package that would be scoped out and published as a bid in August of this summer.
Did we hit all the questions there? I think
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Steve
think we
typed
got
in a
through the
couple
questions.
answers, but otherwise we got through the.
Unless folks have any additional questions, I'll let the Torcon team.
Here's one
site-
more.
Site work
Uh,
package.
So site work, we will start the bidding in May.
I think we answered all of the ones published so far via the chat function.
And I'm sure it's obvious, but if you're already pre-qualified with Torcon and you worked with them on projects before, you don't need to go through it again, right, Steve? But feel free to send an email through the project specific email. Let us or let Torcon know you're interested. But if you haven't done a project with them or aren't pre-qualified, then you'll need to also send an email there and go through the pre-qualification process that they'll reply to you with the details.
Correct.
Anything else, Jermaine? Any closing thoughts?
No, it looks like so far so good. You know, again, this information and this presentation will be shared and will also be posted in the public forum on NJEDA's YouTube page where you'll be able to access and replay it. We know we had some people that registered, they probably weren't able to log in and look at it live, you know, to business concerns, which we certainly understand. But we wanted to make sure that we have this public broadcast and it will be available and also shared with some of our other agencies that can send to suppliers. So, and the other thing is, you know, we will have another offering as the project moves forward. So that one may be in person or it may be presented again online, but we will be back as the demand for other project items starts to arise during the construction. So if no one has anything further from Torcon or on NJEDA side, I just want to thank everyone again for their valuable time. You know, again, our representation is to try to reach all of our talented businesses that we know are in the state. We know from past projects that we have a lot of businesses in diverse categories and just looking to galvanize and connect all of the talent for this project. So thank you again for your time, and we look forward to you checking in with us and expressing your interest and working on this wonderful project. Thank you again.
Thank you all.
Thank you.